Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having a water, and tonight I'll be reviewing Burning Quarter by Melissa McSherry. This is a book I received as an ARC, but of course I'm giving my honest opinion. These are the tropes, and these are the content warnings. I will say the content warnings were not listed in the copy I was provided as an ARC copy. Now things can change between the ARC and final copy that is published. I did get those from the author's Instagram page, so you can always refer to that to look up the triggers. I think I got them all. There was quite a few, a shopping list to say for sure. And for my rating for this book, I'm giving it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was a fiery book because we all love dad puns. There we go. I got a couple more. Hopefully you enjoyed them. And what's this book about? So this book is about Stevie, our female main character, who unfortunately has a really dark and horrible past. She unfortunately does have danger chasing her, and she's trying to stay one step ahead of it while still trying to carve out a semblance of a normal life for herself, such as running her herbal business. But how normal can her life be with her secret proclivities? She is a pyromaniac. But she has, even with those secret tendencies, managed to carve out a semblance of normal for her and has even made a friend who is her employee. And one night he convinces her to go out and have some fun for once instead of just going to work and going home. So she decides to go out and she meets a man and they have red hot, amazing chemistry. It sets the sheets on fire. She takes him home. It's an amazing night. But for her, it was just a one night stand. For him, however, it was a lot more. But he can't seem to get the hint and seems to be following her, showing up even at her place of business. And Stevie has enough on her plates. She can't be giving in to her cravings for this man's hot hands all over her body. There is a rival pyro in the area who seems to be sending her specific messages through his fires. And of course, she has to respond in kind. So what could go wrong with two pyros trying to outburn one another and gain each other's attention in a place like New Orleans? Well, Stevie knows that while others may fear the fire and destruction it brings, she is one who craves the burn and is not going to let anything stop or get in her way. So what are my thoughts on this book? Again, I'm giving it 4 stars. I don't think I've ever read a book with competing rival pyros, and I was really excited to read that. And it's definitely made for a very exciting book. There was some interesting situations in how these two were trying to out one another when it came to their fires and how they were critiquing each other's fires. It was definitely interesting to say the least. And this is a second book in a series. The first book was Bloody Quarter by Brooklyn Cross, and we got a glimpse of Lennox, who is the male main character in this book, but we didn't get much information about him, just the bare minimum. So when I found out he was going to be the male main character in this book, I was really excited to get more of his story. I didn't realize in the first book, because we didn't get that much detail about him, that these were his proclivities. He seemed like the normal one, but I guess you don't really know anyone. And he was definitely very interesting to read in this story, and I like this book, and I really liked his story. And then there's our female main character, Stevie, who I really did enjoy reading. She's strong, she's smart, she's sassy, she's resilient, she takes BS from no one, especially Lennox. And then when you find out her story and what she's been through, your heart just breaks for her, finding out that she has literally been forged in the fires, come out as strong as steel, along with having an affinity for fire. So it was really interesting to read about these two rival pyros that fate seemed to be throwing together. So much so, Lennox actually was able to figure out relatively quickly who Stevie was to him. And once he figured that out, it just upped his interest. He was instantly taken with her. It upped his antics as it came to his fiery activities with her, as well as he did some unhinged things to grab her attention, because one of the things she did was block his number and he didn't like that, so he had to get her attention. But Stevie had her own unhinged methods of poking the bear when it came to Lennox. Some of them horrified him, but he was still supportive and taken with her, and like, this girl is for me and I love her. I'm going to take her all in all because I love that about her. So he was definitely a supportive man, so much so that when her enemies came after her, he was willing to put down bodies for her and help her clean up her own bodies. He had no problem. He even made her a bath while he cleaned up one night. So we love a supportive man. He was definitely interesting to read. They both were, and I enjoyed the book. Now this book, again, I'm giving it 4 stars. It will be available tomorrow, August 21st. I know I'm getting it under the wire. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, definitely give it a try and give it a download. You won't regret it. I hope everyone has a good night and happy ratings.